Hey everybody, and welcome to another Enhanced Edition. I hope you all don't mind the kind of wonky video schedule that's been happening lately, but as I said prior to the start of the year, it's just going to be kind of a when I can sort of deal. No more holding myself to 2 videos a week because life, basically. Yes, even with all that going on, I was able to paint up Cyberverse Adventures Optimus Prime. Or Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's Cyberverse Adventures. That's what I'm calling it. Bumblebee's in there somewhere, but this is the deluxe Optimus Prime that has started to come out, I believe, and it's a cool figure for what it is. On top of that, I actually really like how these figures all end up looking after a little bit more paint. I mean, it's basically going to be the same deal as what I said with Bumblebee. The core figure is good, and I liked it to begin with, but like the little bits of paint here and there to just kind of bring it into a slightly more show-accurate look, I feel like really make the figure pop. I like it. I like the figure, even without the detailing, but I also like the detailing very much. So as for the detailing that I have done to this guy, did the silver on the wheels, did all of the paint, the yellow, the red, and a little bit of silver down here on the bumper. This little bit in here, right above the bumper, was originally the same color gray as the bumper itself. So I painted the edge red and that front bit silver to try and pull it into this a little bit better. The red doesn't quite match, it's a little too dark, but it kind of masks it pretty well. Other visible truck mode things, I did the lines up here in black, just to kind of, again, follow the animation model a little better. And I painted the side windows. And I didn't really color match, this is the blue that I have. It's slightly lighter compared to the front windows here, but it's what I got, and I think it works. It does look a little broken up, and particularly up here, the molding doesn't quite line up quite right. And I feel like when you're looking at it like this, it works just fine. I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to do that with the side windows, but I'm glad I did. And the rest of the stuff that I painted on this guy we will see in robot mode. But yes, it is a very Optimus Prime looking truck, but I do like how it looks with the added details. I mean, I'll pull up the before picture so you can see. I don't think it was a bad looking truck to begin with, but having those added details, it definitely enhances the look a bit. And as for a Optimus Prime truck in general, it definitely gets the point across. It looks like an Optimus Prime truck. You got the red cab with the blue in the back there. Colors are kind of broken up the same. The only issue that I really have with the truck, as far as like just the design of the toy, because this is all like, from the show, but I'm not a fan of how this bumper kind of extends out further than it should, because you can see it kind of comes out past where the cab itself stops, so like kind of should cut off right there. But physical plastic being what it is, it's what they had to work with. It just kind of would be nice if it was more like that as opposed to having this extra bit sticking out, but whatever. And the other thing is right up here, there's just this break right here where you can see totally the arm, the bicep sticking up there. It's okay. Really. It's a simple little toy, but it's fun. And as I said, even without the extra paint, this is a fun toy. Taking a look at Cyberverse Adventures Optimus Prime in his robot mode. Again, it's a good-looking Optimus Prime. I think even before the paint was added, it was a good figure, but I really like how the added little bits of detail here and there pull it all together. I'm just going to bring up the before picture real quick so you can see. Actually, let me angle him a bit so you can kind of get a bit of a feel for... There we go. All right, so pulling up the before picture, you can see that it's still a really cool looking figure, but like just those little extra bits of color here and there to bring out those extra details to make him a little bit more show accurate make a pretty big difference. Now, in terms of the stuff that I did, starting down here, these came painted. I didn't have to do the toe stuff like I did with Bumblebee, which was good. The black and silver on the inside here, that was all me. I painted that little bit silver on the shin there. I had to take some liberties with that because the design of the show actually has some bits coming up as well, but those aren't molded in, so I just went with what was molded rather than what was shown in the animation model. I believe part of the knee is supposed to be black, but I left that as is. I also didn't touch this bit here. This is, I believe, supposed to be silver, but I didn't want to get too busy. So I left, for the most part, I left the thighs and biceps alone, with minor exceptions. Like the hips, I actually painted the hips black. And there should also be, I believe, some light blue lines in there, but I decided to leave the glowing stuff off. And then the pelvis, as tends to be the case with these figures, a lot of detail went into the pelvis, and actually it makes a huge difference, which is a weird thing to say, but yeah, that's how it is. This, if you remember from the before picture, which I'll pop up again real quick, was predominantly black with just this little square of gray on the top there. So I went in and did the gray trim around the outside, the gray triangles, the blue, and all of the yellow. And that makes such a huge difference in the way that all looks. And I love how it also kind of incorporates with the black on the thighs there. It just brings it all together. It makes it look whole, complete. I don't know. I like it. I like how it works out. Up here, you've got the black that I did on the top there, which, still same deal. And you also have the side windows. I did the black on the insides of the elbow there. And is that really? I didn't realize. I need to go in there and fix that up. I thought, I guess it's because of the lighting. Yeah, that's my bad. The lighting when I was painting. I got this one fully. This one, there's that big gray blotch there that I did not actually paint. I will have to fix that. But yes, did that. Did the yellow triangles, obviously. And the hands. I didn't think I was going to do this at first, but then I started it on the figure and was like, I'm going to do it. Why not? I did the fist in black and painted the little panel on the back of it blue, because that's what the animation model dictates. And I was definitely hesitant to paint the entire fist like that, but I think it works out really well. Lastly is the detail that I probably spent the most time painting out of any of the other details on this figure, and was probably also the most pointless, because it's the back. But I painted this bit back here because these, according to the animation model, are supposed to be the tires, which I believe are the tires that are covered up here. So I painted, like, this whole thing was red, so I did the black for the actual wheels themselves and the silver for the rims, and yeah, that took a while. A lot of delicately going in there and trying to get everything in little nooks and crannies, and then trying not to overpaint things. And I'm happy with how he doesn't have this giant red blotch on his back when you look at him from the back, but like, that's really the only thing that I painted for the back. Like, I didn't do anything back here. Technically there's this, but that's more for the truck mode, so I didn't paint his butt, I didn't paint the backs of his legs, I didn't paint the backs of his heels, yet I took the time to paint that. I feel like it's probably best to just keep it simple, because like, this just kind of draws your eye anyway, so it probably would have been a waste of time and effort to paint more on the back, but that is how it go. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick with this guy is the chest gimmick. And it's not really a gimmick, it's just you can open his chest and it reveals the Matrix, and of course. The reason I want to talk about it is because when I was watching Bolt Matrix's video on this guy, which you can check out up there, he was having trouble getting the chest cavity open, and it made me think that there might be people out there who are also going to have trouble with that chest cavity. So the way that I've found that's easiest to get it open is you actually kind of push against, rather than trying to pull it out here, because it's kind of hard to get a nail in there. The easiest way for me is to actually push against the side mirror and use that for leverage to kind of pop it out. And then you can kind of push with here while pulling here to get it open. So that's just like the easiest way in my experience to get it open. And there you can see the Matrix chamber with the Matrix. I did not do any additional painting in there because it's not a feature I plan on exposing all that often, so it can just stay closed up, hidden away from the world forever, like all Optimus Prime Matrix chambers should be in my mind. No, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, as I said with Bumblebee, as I said before when I was saying it's going to be like Bumblebee, those little details totally make this figure feel complete to me. Which isn't to say that it felt incomplete before, it's just there's some noticeable gaps in terms of color detailing, and I feel like this just kind of finishes it off. Bumblebee, Prime, and Megatron are all really actually enjoyable figures in their own right, and I really, really like them as projects. It's not a ton of extra stuff that I necessarily need to add, but it ends up looking so good when you add those little extra details. So yeah, I think that is gonna do it. That's it for Cyberverse Adventures Deluxe Optimus Prime. What do you all think of this guy? Is this something that you've been looking for yourself? Because if so, like I said, you could probably find him in stores now, or soon. If you do get your hands on him, are you thinking you might do any extra detailing yourself, or just keep him stock? What are your thoughts in terms of the figure? In terms of the deco, I think I did all right. Is there anything that you feel like maybe I should have done or that I shouldn't have done? Aside from fix that, because I'm going to fix that. I'm definitely going to fix that. You think I should actually bother doing any kind of extra detailing on the back here, like in the backs of the legs or something? Should I worry about getting the silver on the thighs, maybe some silver on the biceps? Or do you think that that'd make it too busy? Because I'm firmly in the camp of I think that'd make it a little too busy. But whatever your thoughts, feel free to chime in down below. I always enjoy hearing from you all. Thank you everybody for watching, and please stay fabulous.